What's the most impactful thing that you've learned overseas coaching?
Oh, man. I would just say like precision, just how important it is to be precise in terms of like coaching wise.
Yeah.
Just that like, you know, your ability to be precise as a coach is just so important. Just figuring out how to be in a locker room with people that maybe have different beliefs than you or have different language than you, and just kind of, you know, that kind of stuff. Those would be the two things that really stand out for me. One of the things I tried to do, especially when I was learning Hebrew, was to be able to be some kind of bridge that could like talk to the Americans from the States. I'm in the same boat as you, like we're over here for 9 months. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, like show the, you know, the local players that like, I am interested in being here. Like I do have respect for the culture and the language. You know what, I'm pretty open-minded with this stuff. So like I knew I was ready for something new, and going and coaching with Kevin was something that was super attractive to me. So yeah, I wasn't like, oh my God, I'm gonna be going to BYU. Yeah. I was just like, cool, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it.
Welcome back to Life Beyond the Three, presented by Center Street Media. I'm your host, Trevin.
I'm Dawson Baker, the co-host. And today we got a special guest in Tim Fanning. Tim Fanning, how you doing?
Pretty good. Fanning. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on.
So, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Everybody sees he's got a fresh cut. He did it just for the pod. He was really excited. We're pumped to have him on the pod.
Semi-true. Semi-true. That makes you feel good, Trev?
That makes me feel good.
The cut was already scheduled, right?
Cut was already scheduled.
Where'd you get the cut?
Actually, right down the street. Right down the street.
Do you want to name drop the people? Give them a shout out?
Isabella's Salon.
Oh, nice. So it was right before this? It
was right before this, yeah. A guy named Tony. He's actually the barber there.
Cool.
Yeah. Shout out Tony.
Yeah.
Sweet. Crushed it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, just to start off, Tim, we just want to get to know you. Where'd you grow up? Tell us about that, your life, and, you know.
Yep. Grew up in Oakland, California.
What area code?
For the phone?
Yeah, what is it?
510.
510, baby.
It's the time you got here.
Yep. And, grew up a big Oakland A's baseball fan. Grew up watching a ton of basketball. Oakland's a pretty unique place in terms of a lot of basketball environment in that city. So grew up watching kind of like guys like Jason Kidd come through as a high school player. And, just love sports, really have a strong passion for the Bay Area. And right after college, I went to college at a Division III school in Los Angeles, Whittier College. That was the only school that kind of said I could make the team. It was like in that realm.
Got you.
And then after college, went overseas and started coaching in Spain. Kind of, just like worked my way up to the coaching ranks from the bottom of European basketball. And now I'm sitting at BYU.
Let's go.
Yeah.
We'll dive into all that.
Okay.
First of all, Oakland A's. Did you watch Moneyball?
Yes. I watched Moneyball up close. I was at some of those games during that streak.
That's super cool.
And lived, probably too closely the playoff loss of that season and stuff like that. But yeah, Moneyball, that was definitely in my wheelhouse.
That's
read the book, watched the movie, have reread the book, and have rewatched the movie a couple of times.
How accurate is the movie? Because you kind of lived it, right? So how accurate is the movie?
Look, as a fan, you don't really know what's going on behind the scenes. So it's hard for me to say. I will say that the turnaround during that season was tremendous, and the win streak was unbelievable. And some of the games that they won were just like, wow. Very wonderful time in my life, and great memories at that stadium and with that team with Scott Hatterberg and some of these other guys. But yeah,
that's awesome. And then how many people are in your family?
I have one brother and my parents.
Let's go. And where's your brother at right now?
He is in Mexico. He lives in Mexico.
He speaks Spanish?
He does speak Spanish.
Oh, you guys are like the ultimate bilingual people.
Yeah, you gotta let the fans know how many languages you speak.
Depends on how you're counting, but around five or six. So English, Spanish, Hebrew, Portuguese, some French, some Catalan. And after this summer, I tried to start learning Dutch.
Okay.
Because I was coaching the Dutch national team this summer, and that was tough. I didn't get as far as I had hoped, but I'm continuing with that language practice daily.
First of all, so Spanish and Portuguese are pretty close.
Yep.
Hebrew, that's insane.
Yeah. That was wild because I started coaching at a club called Maccabi Tel Aviv in Israel. Mm-hmm. And one of the things coaching overseas that I felt very strongly about was to try to learn the language of the place that I'm living, just part because I like learning languages, and part just because I think it's the correct thing to do when you're in another culture, just to kind of educate yourself or try to, be up to speed with what's going on. And so when I was in Israel, I was like, okay, I want to learn Hebrew. And, it's a different alphabet.
Yeah, that's
so
insane.
Really the first year, and these jobs overseas, you never know if it's going to be more than 1 year, right? Because everything's a 1-year contract and there's so much coaching, turnover. But anyway, so I started down this road and I was like, okay, I'm going to, start to learn Hebrew. And I started with the alphabet because it's a new alphabet. Hebrew has a beautiful alphabet, but it's different letters and characters. And so I was learning simple words, learning the alphabet, Aleph, Bet, Gimel, Daled, Hey, all this other stuff. And then I remember one day I was at practice feeling pretty good about the alphabet. And then the equipment guy, Ellie, he wrote down like some stuff. And I was like, Ellie, what is that? Like, I'm studying Hebrew and I don't understand anything you're written. And then I realized that in Hebrew, actually, there's a second set of letters. Like there's the printed alphabet and then there's like the handwritten alphabet, which really are not that similar. So then I kind of had to learn also the written.
So how many letters or characters are there?
I think there's 24. There's 24. Yeah, that's right. So then there's the print one, which is like the books and the newspaper, which is what I was reading, which I and then the handwritten one, which is the one that's actually like used, in the street or, and that kind of stuff. So, so Hebrew happened when I was in Israel, and yeah.
What is Catalan?
Catalan is what they speak in Catalonia, which is in Spain.
Oh, tough.
Previously, Catalonia was its own country, and then I think around 1930, 40. Actually, I'm reading a book about it right now. It kind of got taken over by Spain, and now since then is a part of Spain. But when Catalonia got taken over, I'm trying not to mess this up. When Catalonia got taken over by Spain, they tried to basically erase the language. Gotcha. And so kind of like, burn books and like just try to prevent the continuation of the Catalan language. And then when, the Spanish, whatever government army left Barcelona, left Catalonia, then it became really a source of pride and for that space of the world.
Wow.
In terms of like that language. So like if you go to Barcelona, cool. if you're thinking everybody's speaking Spanish, probably a lot of people do, but like, you could offend people there by thinking that Spanish is the language there when actually it's Catalan.
Wow.
And that's why like if you look at, the Barca club, like the soccer club in the stands, and like their slogan is Més que un club, which is like more than a club, because, for the people there, like that's really a symbol of this Catalan identity and stuff like that. And so I started my coaching career actually at a small town in Catalonia, Castellbisbal. And so I've just, I actually, if I could do it again, I would have learned Catalan right when I went there. Mm-hmm. But I was like pretty far down the road of Spanish. So I was learning Spanish. But then like in the last, I don't know, probably 5 years or something like that, I picked up my studies.
Is it pretty close to Spanish?
It's quite close. Yeah. I would say it's a mix between Spanish and French. Okay. So like written, it's pretty similar, but then speaking, it's got its own.
It's like Portuguese and Spanish. It's like similar. You can kind of understand it, but
in that same family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you feel like you could get by, but then you realize like you gotta study a little bit if you actually want to get by.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So let's go through your coaching timeline. Yep. So you talked about your playing, and then Spain was your first head coach job.
Yep.
What kind of got you into coaching? Was it something that you've always wanted to do?
Yeah.
And then where did it go from Spain on?
Yeah. So I would say like when I was playing, I always like dreamed about playing in the NBA. Like that was, like any high school kid or grade school kid, my dream started me younger. And I think at about 16, 17, when I was like, maybe about to get cut from the varsity, I was like, okay, like this is not trending towards that. And so I think at that point, I started to like think about this idea of like coaching. Mm-hmm. And so I started like kind of studying like the bulls and like the triangle offense and all this. I actually still have a lot of notebooks of like triangle offense type stuff. And so, yeah, so like from that moment, I kind of already had in my mind, like, okay, coaching maybe is the way to try to get to these high levels of basketball. And so I played at a Division III school, and I knew I didn't, the coaching routes in the States are kind of, there's a few different ones, right? You can be like a kind of grad assistant and you kind of work your way up, which could be a great thing if you're at like a great program, right? There's all these wonderful coaches that started as grad assistants or volunteers even in the NBA where they're the, student manager type thing. For the Spurs, all these people have come through that. But if you're at a Division III school, I didn't see that very clearly of like, oh, that's a good route. Like go be a grad assistant at like a subpar Division III basketball program. Wasn't really that interesting to me. And also at the time, I really wanted to coach. Like I really wanted to run a team, have my team, you know what I'm saying? Like run practice, take decisions as a coach. Even towards the end of my career playing, I was starting to get like a little bit frustrated. Like, wait, why are we doing this and not doing this? And that was a good sign of like, okay, you need to be in that seat, not like where you're at. So I went to Spain, and originally I thought I was going to be the assistant coach of like an under 16 team and play in like the 4th division, the top team in the club, like, 4th or 5th division, 5th or 6th. And when I got there for the first day, the sports director was like, hey, the head coach is not coming, so you're going to be the head coach of the cadet team. I'm like, oh, crap, like, cool. So I go outside, and I was like, all right, I knew I didn't want to coach the team in English because I was there to learn Spanish. I was like, look, I'm going to go to Spain for a year, try to do this coaching thing. Don't really know what's going to happen. Don't really have another job. Could be back, short, could be there long, but I was like, I definitely want to try to learn Spanish. So I got the kids together to start the first practice, and I was like, juntos, duros, positivos, which is like, juntos is like together, duros is like tough, and positivos is like just be positive. And that was like, I still think that was probably my best job as a coach, just because I didn't have enough words like in my vocabulary to mess the message up.
Yeah.
So I started there, and then I was out there with the mindset of like, as long as I keep moving up, I'll stay out here. So I started at this club I was saying in Castabies Ball, making 250 euros a month to play and coach. And I was like, you guys are paying me 250. Like, let's go. This is pro. And then I was teaching English as a second language on the side, and basically just like very slowly did more basketball, did less English, stopped teaching at an academy. Then I was just doing private classes. And then during this time, I was going through like the Spanish coaching certification program. They got like some pretty rigorous stuff like that, and got that certification, and then was able to make the transition to like full-time basketball coach, no more teaching English as a second language. So I was in Spain for a total of 6 years. Then after that, it was kind of like the Spanish coaching, not Spanish coaching, the Spanish like financial markets, like the economic situation was not good. So some of these jobs that would have been like the next progression, like a second assistant in Lep Gold, like in the 2nd division or 3rd division, were no longer going to foreigners. Saw that clearly. So came back to the States, was set to take a job with the Saigon Heat in Vietnam. This is summer of 2013. That league got delayed. And
Are you happy about that?
You know what? I was actually, I'm still like that. I've traveled quite a bit, and I've never been to Southeast Asia. Okay. So like, I am a little bit like wishing that I had that experience for a season to like Southeast Asia on basketball league. It's like Philippines, Singapore, Vietnam. I was like, that sounds awesome. I still think it sounds awesome.
That's crazy.
So that league got delayed, and I actually sent in a application to the 76ers online. And somehow from that got a job with the 76ers in their G League team. That's where I met Kevin. We spent 1 year in the G League together in Delaware. And then
real quick, what was Kevin like in the G League like that?
We were both assistants. Yeah. And Kevin was awesome, man. Like from the beginning, we had just like great, like Kevin's just a great person. Yeah. You know what I mean? So we had a great relationship. We became good friends. And at that time he had his first kid during that time.
Wow.
So Missy was out there. So I knew Missy. We were living in some like strange apartment complex in like Delaware. It was as strange as it sounds. And so after that year, I'm living in Spain for like 6 or 7 years, do this season in Delaware. It's like we're practicing at like Del Tech. We don't have practice time. I'm living in Delaware. I'm like, what? And someone hit me up to take a job in New Zealand. And I was like, tough. Yeah. So right after that, like literally the day after the season was done, I think 2 or 3 days later, got on a plane, went to New Zealand, and I was out there for 3 years coaching the Nelson Giants.
Tough.
Got on with the New Zealand national team 2014 because one of the kids on the Nelson Giants was like the captain of the national team. And so had that happen. And then let's see, from New Zealand, the season, I've told you this, it's like January until June. Mm-hmm. So I had the fall to kind of do whatever. I worked as an Uber. I worked as a TaskRabbit. Obviously I caddied quite a bit throughout high school and college. So I'd caddy some. But anyway, so one of the seasons after the Nelson Giants, I took a trip to Europe as like professional development, spent a week with a bunch of different clubs that I had connections. And after I was in Tel Aviv was one of those spots. Mm-hmm. So I was there and like team wasn't doing good. Practices weren't good, whatever. So I'm watching it. It's like elite basketball, great players. Anyways, long story short, the coach gets fired like 2 days after I leave. And they called me to come back and be an assistant. They're like, do you want to come back and be an assistant coach? Because while I was in Tel Aviv, I went to dinner with the coaching staff at the time and like made a really good connection with the assistant coach, just talking about defense, Rami Hadar. And he became the head coach, like, 4 days later. And so then he called me and was like, yo, do you want to come back and be an assistant? And I was like, dude, like from New Zealand to Maccabi Tel Aviv is like an astronomical jump in level. And I love the coaching in New Zealand, but like EuroLeague is an unbelievable opportunity. Yeah. So I was there for 6 years. Then once COVID happened, I think I was like, all right, it's time for me to come back to the States.
And then real quick, where you're in Tel Aviv, right? You didn't just kind of help change the program. You won 4 straight.
Yeah. I mean,
that's incredible.
Yes. We won 4 straight domestic championships.
That's super cool.
Yeah. And Maccabi Tel Aviv is like, I think it's the most decorated club in the world in terms of number of championships.
Oh, wow.
So that's kind of like.
For everybody, where is Tel Aviv?
It's in Israel.
There you go.
It's in Israel.
That's insane.
Yeah.
How was it living in Israel?
Unbelievable. It was so nice, man.
It's crazy.
I highly recommend going to visit Israel. Obviously right now it's having this moment. There's a lot going on out there, but once all that stuff calms down, and I'm sure it will, and there's peace out there and that stuff, it's a world-class city. It is like
super cool.
Amazing food. People are super energetic. It's on the beach, nice weather. Tel Aviv literally means like always spring. And that's kind of what cool. It is. It's just like wonderful weather on the beach. It's a port city, a lot of different cultures mixing there. And they're very passionate about basketball. So it was cool. Yeah.
And then you coached a BYU alum, Elijah Bryant.
Yeah.
How was that?
Elijah was awesome, man. Elijah was awesome. He's coming out there with his like, little video pod stuff and like filming his stuff. Thing. But it's one of those things, man, you learn, being around like pros, that all these pros, they got lives outside of basketball. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And they got their different quirks and like things that make them unique as players. And, Elijah, one thing about Elijah, he took his craft very seriously. Like the dude was stretching after every practice. He was in there early. He was getting his shots up. He was watching film. And he was one of a handful of guys that really had an influence on me as a coach of just like really being an understanding of like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, cause you get around at the youth level, a lot of kids say like, oh, I want to, you know what I'm saying? I want to do it. Like I want to play in the NBA and all this other stuff. It's like, do you really want that? Like,
do you want to do all the hard stuff, like the stretching?
Yeah.
Not watching TV, you got to go stretch for 20 minutes. Yeah.
Like, are you stretching when you wake up? Are you wearing compression pants? Are you know what I'm saying? Like, you had a bad practice. Are you still stretching? Are you icing? Are you?
Yeah.
So Elijah was good. We still talk to this day. We're actually kind of neighbors. He has a house in Provo right the street from me.
That's the whole world.
I actually I think I saw him like this summer when I signed here. He was there working out, and it was like he had just bought a house. He was like, "What street?" And I put it in. I was like, "Oh, we're like a block away." So so that was pretty cool.
Let's go.
It's crazy. What's the most impactful thing that you've learned overseas coaching?
Oh man, I would just say like precision. Just how important it is to be precise in terms of like coaching wise.
Yeah.
Just that like your ability to be precise as a coach is just so important. And then I would say just like the cultural stuff, just figuring out how to be in a locker room with people that maybe have different beliefs than you or have different language than you, and just kind of, that kind of stuff. Those would be the two things that really stand out for me.
Yeah.
Cause I was with a lot of different coaches, and you just saw, from an assistant, you can really see what's going on. You have a unique perspective in terms of like, you have insight into the locker room, how the players are feeling, what the coaches are going through, what they're trying to get across to the players. And then you see them delivering that message, and just like, how important it is to be precise. Cause sometimes, like I said at the beginning, sometimes we can get, as I'm talking nonstop into this microphone, as coaches, we can get sometimes like long-winded or longer-winded than we need to.
Yeah.
And so that was something I took from there, was just like, how can you effectively and precisely get your message across? And then like,
let them do it.
Yeah.
It's probably really prepared you well for BYU. Obviously, there's a lot of different cultures, probably stuff that you weren't used to, and it's just a new experience out here.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think like, one of the things I got to do like that. One thing that's been cool being here is just like how well everyone has meshed in the locker room.
So true.
Cause that's, and I think that's a testament to obviously like, the coaches that brought the players in here, and the university for like, being adamant about certain things and certain standards. I think it helps like, maybe make that more higher possibility. Right.
Yeah.
And so, but that's been cool. Cause like all the locker rooms that I was in, there was a big, that was probably the biggest challenge in Maccabi, is like, you have all these Americans, then you have the local players, like the Israeli players. They have separate kind of like unions. So that brings its own challenge. And then you have these American players that have Israeli passports. So it's like this third category where like, they're local players, but they're American, and they're like, maybe they speak Hebrew, maybe they don't. And that provides its own set of challenges. And so one of the things I tried to do, especially when I was learning Hebrew, was to be able to be some kind of bridge that could like talk to the Americans, because I'm from the States. I'm in the same boat as you. Like, we're over here for 9 months. And at the same time, like show the, the local players that like, I am interested in being here. Like I do have respect for the culture and the language and all that kind of stuff.
Do they speak, like in all these clubs, do they just speak English? Like for these Americans, the coaches, like, will they say one thing in English and then re-say it in like their local language?
I mean, it depends on I would say that's more likely in Spain. I feel like in Spain you get more of like the Spanglish to the Americans, Spanish to the locals.
Okay.
But I think in Israel, most of the coaches I worked for were not from Israel.
Yeah. So
they were speaking in English. Yeah. But that was something I think that the players felt a certain type of way.
Exactly.
We're like,
because they're in my home country.
Yeah.
And speaking English,
so there was always one other assistant, at least, that was like from Israel, spoke Hebrew.
Yeah.
But I tried to be like this, hybrid. Yeah.
Type coach. Over here.
Eventually, what they're going to do is, have you seen the new AirPods where they like,
it's going to like translate
right away? And they'll just have these players.
Is it really?
The new AirPods. Have you seen that?
No.
Just they put it on and it will translate someone speaking a different language to you, to your native language.
Wow.
It's crazy, actually.
That'd be a good use for players overseas and stuff like that.
But I wonder then if they're going to not have motivation to learn the language at all.
I know. Could kill the
You know what I mean? There's like, oh, hold on, let me just put my AirPod in. I'm fluent.
It's easy. All right. Well, you mentioned before we changed course, 2020, you came back to the States, started coaching again. Where'd you go from then on?
So I was at Overtime Elite.
Talk about that experience. You told me about Overtime Elite. Yeah. I still don't get it. It's such a weird.
I've never understood it until like last year.
Okay,
it's incredible.
I mean, by the time like where it is now to where it started is a completely different thing.
Yeah.
But at this time, so I had been then like a head coach pretty much my whole career except for the 1 year in the G League, and then when I was in Maccabi. So now like 5 or 6 years, I'm an assistant, and I was really like, okay, I want to be a head coach again. Mm-hmm. And so then this opportunity came at Overtime, and I also wanted to be back in the States. And I was like, okay, this is cool. Like, and I'm somebody that I like new projects. Like that's something that excites me. And so this idea was basically to pay high school players to play at this league that then at the same time was creating media content, surrounding the league. And so that was
sorry to cut you off, but like, is it just like,
I mean, you've always been cutting me off like since last
year, but
like, are you sure that guy to shoot first? Like, I'm not sure about that.
these high school kids,
Yeah.
do they go to like, let's say Dawson wants to go, right? He's from California.
Yeah.
He wants to play in it. Does he go to high school like there?
Yeah, while he was there was kids going to high school and finishing high school. And then there was also kids that had finished high school and they have like this gap year.
So it's just like a weird kind of.
Yeah, I mean, it was trying to compete with like the Australian Next Stars, the players going to Europe. It was like in this space of just trying to get players ready for the pros. And at the time, it's even taken another turn because I think some of those kids actually now are eligible to come to college.
Yeah, which is crazy.
But at the time, they were getting paid whatever to give up their eligibility and play in this league and get paid
and hopefully go to the
So the media side was trying to make money to uphold that league. Keep it going.
Yes. And it's still going. And now it's like changed with NIL. Now all the kids that are there still have their eligibility and can go to college like Cannon last year. And, a number of kids, Rob Dillingham.
Yeah. Makes sense.
A bunch of kids. And then now it's, continued to evolve. I've been out of it for a few years now. So, but yeah, so I was there and that was wonderful, man. I got to coach like Amen Thompson, who's a fantastic player. Great. And that was something like now going from Maccabi where you're dealing with guys like Elijah, coaching Amari Stoudemire, Norris Cole, Jeremy Pargo. These are like pros.
Elite, yeah.
You know what I mean? They know what it is. They're coming into the gym every day, like ready to work. And now you're going and coaching like 16, 17, 18-year-olds that are getting paid for the first time. I don't know if there's like a more extreme, you know what I'm saying?
Between those things,
fear to there. And like and all the 16, 17-year-olds, they all are very much under the impression that like I'm here and I'm going straight to the league.
Yeah.
And they're getting paid for the first time. And there are people around them that are maybe getting money for the first time and seeing this as like something that's happening. And, you got a team of 10 guys very quickly, at least 8 of them understand that like, okay, I'm not the top guy.
Yeah.
And like, then that presented its own set of challenges in terms of like, okay, now you have real sports adversity. Are you ready to go through that? Mm-hmm. And so that was, it was a unique situation, but Amen was wonderful to coach. Alex Sarr coached him.
Super cool.
Yeah. Asar, obviously Amen's brother. I remember when Asar tried to take the ball out of my hands and I snatched it. So, just like, actually, I think AJ tried to do that the other day. And I was like, nah, what do you think this is? But yeah, that was fun. And then, I was there for a couple seasons. And then when Kevin got this job, came over to BYU.
Let's go.
Yeah, now entering year 2.
And what was your first impression of when you got the call from Kevin?
Yeah.
B, BYU.
Man, so I think Kevin, like we've been in touch throughout the years, so it wasn't like out of the blue. Like we were talking pretty regularly. Cool. And then BYU, you know what? I'm pretty open minded with this stuff, so like I knew I was ready for something new. And going and coaching with Kevin was something that was super attractive to me. So yeah, I wasn't like, oh my God, I'm going to be going to BYU.
Yeah.
I was just like, cool, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. I'm pretty simple minded in that stuff in terms of like
next opportunity.
Yeah. I'm not like, like trying to check every angle. It's like, it sounds good. It feels good. Yeah. I trust you. Let's go.
What was your takeaway after year 1 being at BYU?
I was like, how did Trevin still have eligibility?
Before
the 5th year stuff and all this
crazy. That's crazy.
He's
like the same age as I was.
Don't let him guess.
This kid's the same age.
I'd have to see the birth certificate and all this other stuff.
Why? He's like the same person.
I guess because he transferred schools, it just doesn't feel like there's so much history where there's like people coming through like
one place. It's crazy.
There's like people, they're like, oh, Trevor was on my visit. I'm like, what?
You're 48 years old.
But no, man, it's like from the jump, it's been really cool. I remember talking to Tom Homo in the car, and he's talking to me about, just like the standards at BYU and stuff like that. And that was something I think at the beginning I was like, oh, that'll be interesting. Like, for myself personally, stopping drinking and that kind of stuff has been like a blessing in my life, to be honest. And then just the whole place here, I just feel like I'm really surrounded by a lot of people that are trying to get stuff done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Trying to get stuff done. And so I've been very happy with my time here. And I think we're building something special, basketball wise. And And as a coach, you know, we spend so much time in the office.
Yeah.
Like I think KY has done a really good job of bringing in like high quality humans to work with. You know what I mean? So that makes it infinitely better.
Yeah. If you don't like somebody, you're there every day with them.
Yeah.
So glad I'm done.
So it's been good, man. It's been good.
Question. So for people that don't know, Tim was like the offensive kind of minded guy last year. Yeah. Now you switched the role this year. Yeah. And you're really heavy on the defensive side. So how is that switch? And like, what should fans? You don't have to give the whole playbook, right? But what should fans expect to be a little different than last year?
Oh,
besides athleticism, okay. All right, we don't need to hear about athletes. We don't hear about length. We don't hear about nothing.
We don't want to talk about how we're going to cover the Trevin Nell pigeon attack.
That's crazy.
And scheme for that.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I mean, Kevin's got clear ideas on both sides of the ball. I'll start with that. So last year I was very involved with him on the offense, and then now this year with the defense. I think for me personally, like having been a head coach, I feel very comfortable on both sides of the ball in terms of like diving in. I've really enjoyed diving in this year on the defense, and I think just one-on-one defense. I believe that everything starts with like individual responsibility, and I think KY also, shares that idea. And so I think this year we're just leaning in a little bit more there in terms of like, what does great one-on-one defense look like? And like those are habits, and there's certain things that should happen anytime you're guarding the ball as it relates to like hand technique, as it relates to hand pressure, as it relates to being in a stance, as it relates to trying to be intuitive and like get in the head of the dude that you're guarding. Yeah. You know what I mean? So you're trying to do certain things like every time, like I said, hand pressure, being in a stance. But at the same time, you're trying to like have a mentality of like, I'm playing defense, protecting something. You're playing offense. So like there's certain cues that you're going to give me that maybe I can now risk a little bit more here, a little bit more there. Yeah. So that type of stuff. And that's
who's the best on-ball defender on the team right now?
The best on-ball defender, probably Moo. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. I think AJ actually has surprised, but he's not as consistent as Moo. Moo's pretty consistent in terms of like
a little older, a little more veteran, like just understands, I feel like, how important it is right now.
Yeah. Those are your words, not mine, but
I love AJ. I'll say AJ. But Moo is older though. Like being experienced helps a ton just in terms of like when you go from high school, it doesn't matter where you play, you go to a college like BYU, you guys are top 10 in the country. Like there's a sense of urgency and responsibility that comes with like every possession matters.
Yeah. And I think like with older players, like you're saying, they understand like how you can put your fingerprints on the game from a 100%. Defensive side of the ball. Whereas I think young players, especially in the States, like their idea of basketball tends to be like ball is in my hands.
Yeah, 100%.
And so then as you get
your
exposure,
words, not mine though.
But then like, even the Nebraska game, it's like, we weren't really, there wasn't any kind, the game didn't count, but like there was possessions there where like we're not locked in. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so like, going through those type of experiences, hopefully we can do it faster than later, then everybody can, be dialed in on defense too.
100%.
All right, now we got some fun questions. Okay. A little bit more. Get to know you to finish this off. You're a big hiker.
Yep.
What's your favorite hike that you've done here, and any funny stories that you have hiking?
Yeah. All right. So
there's something there.
Actually, where we went, so Kiev Peak, or what do you guys call it? It used to be called Squaw Peak. Yeah. The one right behind in Rock Canyon. I love going up there. And one time, so I was like, this was in the summer. I was like, okay, I haven't been overnight camping in a while. So I was like, let me just like put the tent on in the backpack and like go out back, hike for a little bit, find a spot and stay the night. So I'm walking up there and it's like sundown. I see this dude coming down. He's heavily armed. Like he's got like a rifle and like another piece like in his belt. And I was like, and he could have been camping. Yeah. He's got all his camping gear. So I'm like, hey, what's going on? How is it up there? He's like, oh, it's pretty good. He's like, I hiked up here and I camped here. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, what's the, and he kind of looked me up and down. He was like, you don't have any weaponry on you. And I was like, nah. He was like, a lot of bears up there. He's like, as a matter of fact, there's a bear about like a quarter mile up the road with the cub in the cave. So he's like, the cove on the left, like, don't go in there. And I was like, all right. And then he was like, and last night I saw like some mountain lion tracks. So you want to be, and I was just like, all right. I just like called it.
You just walked back with him.
There's too many signs at that point.
I let him walk ahead and kind of like, call my girl, and I was like, yeah, so I think I'm actually not about to go tonight.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's
what would you say is the best hike in Utah that you've been on?
The best hike in Utah that I've been on. I mean, I've done some pretty cool ones down in like, obviously Zion, did the Narrows. Uh-huh. That one's pretty cool. Bryce Canyon, the one, what's it called? Like the Navajo Loop down in the middle of Bryce Canyon. That one's pretty cool.
You've kind of been around Utah now.
Oh yeah, I've been to all the national parks. Obviously hiking up Temp, like literally the first week, Trev's like, "Hey, let's go hike Temp." I'm like, "All right." Every time.
I don't think he texted me one time. We should go back to our messages. I don't think he texted me one time. It might have been once, and it was like day after a game. He's like, "Let's go hike Temp." It's like, I'm all right.
But Temp's a good one. Yeah. So great hiking. But I just love the one out back. Like I live in Provo, right by below Rock Canyon.
Is super nice.
That one that we did that one time, like I just love going and walking up in there. So yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right. What about best food spot you've had in Utah?
Best food spot in Utah? What's it called? Shabu in Park City? Shibu?
Shabu?
Okay. Is it where you like they grill it for you, like right in front of you?
I mean, you can do that. There's an appetizer that's hot stone, hot rock. Okay. Yeah, but they got a lot of different stuff. They got really nice cod, fish.
Let's go.
Yes, that's probably my favorite.
You've been at like pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
What type of food is your favorite food?
I would say right now I'm on like a fish thing where like I'm really enjoying eating fish. I would say throughout my life, if you looked at my diet, pizza would probably be pretty high up there.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right. That's good. My next question is for golf. All right.
Yeah.
So first of all, what are your favorite clubs, as in golf clubs?
Yeah.
You like to use?
Yeah.
So what is it?
Like in terms of like which club or like
which clubs do you like would like, or like which clubs do you have? Like if you're going out, you're trying to beat me in golf, which clubs are you using?
I'm using the same clubs I used when I was playing college golf.
College golf?
I've been using the same clubs.
Really?
Yeah.
What are they?
They are some tailor-made. They were new at the time. I don't even know what they are.
Tough.
It's R something. But yeah, there's no change. And my putter is actually my dad's old putter. It is a Spalding cash-in putter. Rolls true. Rolls true. DB, you've seen it? You've been out there?
Yeah. Tell the fans what your handicap is.
I'm like an 8 right now.
Wow.
I'm like an 8. Yeah.
Really nice.
Yeah. This summer was tough, though, because I didn't play very much, so I haven't posted many scores.
Okay.
But, yeah, that's where I'm at.
So Trevin's trying to get in golf, and he needs some advice.
Okay.
So what is your advice for Trevin? Is it more of a novice, beginner phase?
Okay, it's not novice. All right, bro. Yeah. Let's chill for a second.
Yeah.
Mid-game, it's tough. Okay, irons, great.
Okay.
Like when I'm on the fairway, good. Okay, 7-iron, pure.
Okay.
Driver sucks.
So don't hit driver off the tee so much.
Well, I wanted to though.
You want to hit? Yeah.
I want to be the big stick.
I would say to start with like chipping balls into shoe boxes.
Really?
And get your short game nice.
It's fair, but it's not as fun.
I mean, it's going to be fun when you're like on the course making like pars and bogeys instead of,
okay,
6
you guys
and
are acting
7s.
like I shoot below 100.
We need to go. We need to go before it gets too cold.
Are you shooting below 100 like what you're writing, or are you actually like counting all your strokes shooting below 100?
I'm counting every freaking stroke.
So if you hit the ball out of bounds.
I'm counting. That's a 3.
So you're hitting 3 off the tee.
Yes.
I got to see that to believe it.
I'm so
knowing how you were rolling with the referees and the fouls and this stuff. I cannot believe you with your friends.
We're now calling back to fouls.
We're gonna
that in a casual round of golf, you and your friends, you hit one out of bounds, you're hitting 3 off the tee.
100%.
All right.
I mean, the first one obviously not, because that's breakfast ball, but after that, it's game time.
Okay,
it's go time.
How long have you been playing?
I was really into it right when the season ended. I was playing like 4 or 5 times a week. And then Team USA started for the 3-on-3, so I stopped. And then started to
where are you playing
if I want to play the golf.
Yeah.
Sleepy, if you guys want to do something, we got 3 guys here that would love to do a deal.
Yes.
Trying to do Sleepy. Yes. Sleepy's one of them. Riverside Country Club.
Okay.
Elite.
Okay.
It's probably my favorite course right now.
Are you
I'm not a member, no, but
okay.
There's some people that have invited me.
Okay. Okay.
So what about you? What's your favorite course?
Man, Riverside's awesome. Sleepy's a good one. Hobble Creek.
Hobble Creek.
Is one of my favorites. Yeah, those are probably the 3
Have you
that
done
I played.
Wasatch?
I have been to Wasatch. Yeah,
nice.
I played one of the 2 courses up
What
there.
about Gladstone? Have you played that one?
I've not played Gladstone
That's a
yet.
fun one too.
Yeah.
One of the student managers is like, he's a member somewhere, and he
Red Ledges.
Yeah.
Luke Hodges.
Yeah.
We need to get him on that. What about in the world? If you could play any course in the world, what would you choose?
Pebble.
Pebble.
Yeah. And I'll play it at some point. I'm from California.
You got to play Pebble.
But your game's got to be nice. Like, you can't just go to Pebble,
if you're at a
first time of the season. Nah.
You could.
I mean, you could,
Midway
but like,
through
if I go, I want to
Yeah.
feel like I'm ready, like in good form.
It's fair.
My brother just played
Yeah.
Pebble and Spyglass.
Okay.
Spyglass was so hard.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Both unbelievable.
Yeah.
But Spyglass was just so
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
But he's like, dude, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Best place to ever play.
Yeah.
All right. While you guys are fantasizing over golf, let's get back to the pod. All right. Let's get back to the real stuff.
Okay.
Last thing we got for you.
Yep.
I need your top 5 countries. Draft them 1 through 5 that you would live in.
Should I start 1 or go 5?
Let's go 5 to 1.
Okay.
Top 5. This is your draft.
Okay. We'll go.
States cannot be one of them.
Okay. Top 5 countries.
You've lived all over.
I know, but I don't know if I've lived in 5. If I've lived in 5 countries.
All right, states can be one of them. Sure.
Yeah.
But you've also visited, like,
yeah.
your one spot where you were in the jungle for.
Look, I'll go. I was in St. Lucia this summer.
Okay.
I'm gonna put that at 5.
Okay.
Tough.
4.
I think I know your one.
4. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Italy. 4.
Okay.
Italy.
Tough.
I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Israel 3.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with New Zealand at 2. And I'm going to go with Barcelona, Catalonia, Spain at number 1.
I've heard great things about Barcelona.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where was that one spot you went to in the jungle?
In Colombia?
Colombia.
Yeah.
Colombia is not one of them for you.
Colombia's just out of the top 5.
Just
Just out of the top 5. And probably the recency effect because I was just in
you just there.
St. Lucia, so I was there. But so Colombia
Okay. Fair.
is right there also.
Well, Coach Tim, thank you for joining the pod today.
Thanks for having me on.
This is your time to shine. All right.
Okay.
Take a moment, tell people some advice trying to get to this spot, or coaches trying to get to this spot. Just your moment to shine.
I would just say read a lot of books. That would be my advice.
I love it. Sweet and simple.
It does read a lot of books.
Who was it that talked forever? I think it was Eric Mika. You weren't
I wasn't
here.
there for that.
You know Eric Mika?
Yeah.
Like a 20-minute advice right there. Well, thank you so much. Super excited for you guys. Super excited.
Yeah.
Good luck the rest of the season.
We'll see you on the practice court here soon.
You'll see me. Don't
Okay.
worry.
We're waiting for you.
I'll be there. Just need the invite from you. Just one text would go a long way. Hope you know that.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Sweet. All right. Thank you for watching Life Beyond the 3 presented by Center Street Media. I'm Dawson Baker.
I'm Trev, and you guys can watch it on Spotify, Apple Music, or YouTube. Catch you all next time.